Thanks for listening to our daily Bible reading devotional. The lesson today is, am I a user? Yesterday in our reading, I read something, and I know for some people it seems to be a little bit of a contradiction. In the book of Proverbs, the first chapter in verse 27, it says, Now when your fear cometh as desolation, your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. And you think, wait a minute. We know that God has promised to hear his children. In the book of 1 John, the 5th chapter, in verse 14, it says, Now this is the confidence that we have in him. If we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. Cast your cares upon him, for he careth for you. But the writer in Proverbs says, God says, I'm not going to answer. You're not going to find me. What's the problem? Let me ask you, have you ever known a user? I'm not talking about drugs. It's really worse than that. It's a person who uses another. They want you, they want your help, only whenever it suits their purpose, their goal, their selfish idea. How many times have we had people say, well, I don't need you, but then something bad happens and they want you. I've told people over and over, if I had every Bible study that was promised to me at a funeral, I don't know what I'd have done with them all. But the reality is, in times of trouble, people call, but they really don't necessarily want the answer that's there. And they don't follow through a lot of times. It's kind of hypocritical. But they'll come to you in other times of need. They're users. We see that. Well, what about with God? Can we be users in regard to him? If you go back to the text that we started in Proverbs 1, if you look at verse 23, he says, Turn ye at my reproof. Behold, I'll pour out my spirit upon you. I'll make known my words unto you. There God promises, I'm with you. I want you to be blessed. Just turn to me. Whenever you read what I've said in my word, take it to heart and bring your life into accord. But then he goes on and he says, Now because I've called, ye refused. I've stretched out my hand, no man regarded. You have set at naught all my counsel, would none of my reproof. So he says, I'll laugh at your calamity. I'll mock when your fear cometh upon you. In other words, you didn't need me until you thought it was something terrible. Oh, now I need God. And God says, you don't use me like that. God's always there. But he is not going to be fooled. He's not going to be mocked by hypocrites. And that's what users are. I need to look and make sure, in this life that I'm not that way, that I'm not a user of other people. But spiritually, am I that way of God? When do I draw nigh to God? Only in times of need? Or is that what my life is about? That I follow him with all my mind? That I look unto him and I seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. I look to his word and I prove all things. I hold fast that which is good. That's my life. Or do I just use him? Thank you for listening. You have a good day, and we'll have great days, wonderful days, amazing days before us if we're not users, but followers of God, listening to his word. Thank you again for joining us in this Bible study. We remind you, if you'd like to follow along in our daily Bible reading, the link below in the description of this video will give you the PDF so you can read right along with us. If you have any other questions or if you'd like information on a Bible study, contact us with the information provided on the screen before you.